livestream.com and our two YouTube channels, Phoenix Genesis and Fry Camp. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring, and we're back doing a little more terraforming. I'm not going to do much this morning. I just want to show you what I've done so far. We'll extend a little bit of the layering because I haven't done any of that in the previous episodes, and then I'm going to take a little break and I want to start doing the circle tutorial. So what we did here, again, it looks like a normal seed if we just generated it, except for those little parts, but we're definitely in a nice super flat world here. And what we did in the previous episode is we just laid saplings just in rows right next to each other, and we kind of let them grow naturally, and it actually kind of made this giant wall down here, which I've lit underneath. I still haven't figured out if I'm going to put a cave or a mushroom farm or what I'm going to do, but I have it nice and lit so that nothing spawns once we get out of peaceful mode. So see, this makes kind of this wall. This also, by the way, would be I started thinking about it while I was doing some offline terraforming this morning while having my coffee, is that you could actually make this really cool like fort if you want to do kind of a western cowboy Indian theme in a mesa, maybe some player versus player, and you just take these saplings and it'd make a really nice fort. Anyway, maybe I'll do that in one of my mesa biomes, or make a custom mesa biome with a fort. But so what we did was first we placed those saplings down. We took out our dynamite. We blew out some areas so we had little ponds. I think I'm just going to make this an animal sanctuary. I'm not going to put any structures in it because I kind of like it this way. When the llamas come, we'll generate some of those and it'll be kind of like a natural llama sanctuary. So also what we did here is we put these vines down in the previous episode so that we have kind of a secret entrance, and this will connect on one end to the city, which is over here, the village, which will be a dark oak village to kind of color coordinate with the railroad through there, color coordinate with my redstone woodland mansion I built. So after I did that, I put some sand down also in the river. We have some sugar cane. I kind of want this to be kind of a natural, organic, like farming area too. So I added pumpkins over here, and then I know melons only spawn in jungles, but in this jungly area, there are melons here somewhere. I think they're on the other side. Of course, we laid down flour with bone meal. We planted a couple trees. Yes, so over here we have a little melon area. And then also for the animals, they would need something to eat, or they wouldn't want to live here. They can't live on flowers. So we did some wheat. So I kind of made some random holes. And then Stampy Long Spider 200, the great. I'm the best ever. You are so bad. Thank you. I'm glad. It's good to be bad. I like to be bad. I'm bad. I'm bad to the bone. So what I did here was I made some, little hole areas, kind of arbitrary, random, and put some lily pads down and kind of made some tall grass right here. So it kind of looks kind of overgrown and natural, not like something I've done. Anyway, so over here, we're going to go and do a little bit more terraforming over here. Oh, also, you're going to have these areas up here where, you're going to have gaps, and you're going to want to fill those in and put trees because you really don't want to go through these areas. So what we're going to do here is, let's go ahead and get this. Can you teach me how to play? That's what I'm trying to teach you how to play. What do you want to play? There's all kinds of ways to play Minecraft. That's what's so cool about Minecraft. It isn't just like one way. You buy a regular game that costs so much money, like $70, and basically there's like one way to play it, and the thing's over in like 20 hours, and you're now whining to get your to a parent or whoever to get money to get your next one. Glide. I haven't played Glide yet, but I will like study up on it so I can do something on Glide. Right now I'm really into my woodland mansion, so maybe we'll build this area up like this right here. That way nothing can come out. Battle, I suck totally. I totally suck at battle. I'm terrible. I'm much better at Call of Duty battle in multiplayer than I am at playing Minecraft battle. Another thing I have to brush up and improve on. This is a bone meal. And we're just gonna stick a tree, maybe, where do we want to stick the tree? Just kind of right here. Again, just to cover up this area. There, that's better. And why don't we just go up here too, and... How do you stream? So I just learned how to stream. So how you stream, it depends what you're streaming on. I'm streaming on YouTube right now. So I'm streaming through my PlayStation 4, and this is actually my third stream, so I'm still kind of learning all the ins and outs of streaming. But what you do for streaming is you just set up your PlayStation 4, make sure it's connected to the internet. I found it's very useful if you have your phone handy to see if your microphone's working, because my microphone wasn't. I'm just using a very simple microphone that I plugged into the PlayStation controller. Nothing fancy. I think it's a $100 microphone that my friend Chris gave me. He got it at E3 at a press conference. Really nice, comfy one. The head cups are really comfy. So anyway, you're gonna plug your microphone into your controller, and then you're gonna go to your broadcast, settings. So you're gonna connect. You have to make sure you have a YouTube account to stream, and you're gonna want to make sure that your YouTube account is connected. Okay, bye. Guess he doesn't want to know how to stream, but anyway, I'll finish telling you guys. So you want to make sure your YouTube account is connected to your PlayStation account, and basically you'll just go and hit start streaming, and it'll stream. When you're done, you kind of end your stream, and that's it. And YouTube will archive the stream, which is really nice, so you can actually go on your computer later and kind of fix the captions, add some stuff, because it's kind of hard to type on the PlayStation. So here we go. That looks good. And maybe we'll go down here and put a little bit of this here. Spin this out here. So it looks more natural. That looks good. I'm in my crafting Zen mode right now. That looks good. Maybe extend this out a little bit right here. And I think we're going to extend this area down a little bit right here. That looks good. So this area looks really nice now. Maybe throw down a couple random torches. And I always like the fermenting process, where you can do something and you're kind of done with it, but you're not quite sure if there's a few minor little tweaks you can do. So you just let it sit for, I don't know, a day to a week, or even a month. It depends how much what you're struggling with. If it's you're almost done and you're pretty happy with it, then that's fine. But if you're really struggling, the more you're struggling, the longer you wait. Inspiration is, they say perspiration, but it's also, inspiration is also patience and just kind of waiting and thinking, and that would make a nice little pumpkin area, actually. You know what? We're going to stick a tree there. Oops. Okay. There we go. That looks weird now. Does that look kind of cool? I don't know. this out right here. By the way, I've never terraformed a super flat landscape, so this is actually my first one. Okay, there we go. That looks good. And go down here. There we go. You know what? That does not look good at all. I don't like that. Okay, that's good. So what do we want to do next? How about we sleep so we can see it during the day? So I'm going to need a bed. And I want my torch back. And of course, my grass blocks. Okay, let's just stick a bed right here. Okay, so look at that. It almost looks like a self-generated seed. I love it. So we've got our melons over here. Yes, we've got our nice little wheat. Look, everybody's happy. Ooh, nice little horses. This area I want to leave open. I don't want to put any trees here. We've got one tree right there. That looks nice. Okay, so now we're going to build this area, and then this half is done. And I think then we'll leave it for today and jump into our circle tutorial. So let's go maybe right here. Just kind of build this layer down like this. Build that down. There we go. I'm going to want to build this out. And then maybe right here. Build that through. Now you're going to want to start taking this down. So actually, just like you would build stairs, just kind of go under here. You know when you build stairs in your home? There we go. Take that torch out. Of course, he looks really happy right there. Don't leave any gaps right here. Yeah, that looks good. Bring it just right down to the edge. Maybe go like that. Okay, and we're gonna go right here. Fix that. Okay, bring this down. And we're going to bring this over here, extend that nicely. That looks nice. Okay. This over here. How's that look? I don't want a gap right there. Okay, let's just look at it. That looks pretty good. And you can, it's okay to have an overhang. I think an overhang is kind of cool right here. Actually, what we could do, I just have a thought. Why don't we put a hole right here? Yeah, I like that. Okay. And we're going to make more of an overhang right here. I mean, not only is your land not flat, but why should your water be flat? So what we can do here, we're going to dig that out then. Make a little waterfall. That'll work. Okay, so then we just take our water bucket now, and we're going to go right here and hit that. Yeah! There we go, nice little waterfall. And we could actually build that up if we want. Yeah, like that. Actually. Put that down there. That looks good. That's kind of cool. Why don't we extend that down then? Yeah, that looks good. We can even that out nice. There we go. Maybe... No, I don't want that. Alright, that's gonna stay. A little overhang. That's good. And of course, we want to cover the top of that. There we go. And what do we want to do over here? Let's start bringing this down. So we're going to start connecting this. And what do we want to do over here? Let's bring this over here like this. There we go. And you know, for something like this, if say you have a seed and you're playing around with different seeds and you find like an area that you really like in a regular seed, but you don't like basically the rest of the seed, but there's this one little special area, or maybe there's an old world that you had way back when, and before new biomes came out, and you really liked like just one natural overhanging rock generation or a mountain, and you know, you could just go ahead and take out your smartphone and, you know, photograph that, and then see if you can, you know, reduplicate it. You know, and you don't have to terraform just super flat. You can terraform in your regular Minecraft seed as well. You can just blow up an area and, you know, have at it and try to do something different with it. So that's a nice thing about Minecraft. You're not limited to what you get, and a lot of times we forget that. You know, like people will complain, "Oh my God, I only got like 2 villages in my Minecraft console seed, and you know, you got 7 villages," or people look for seeds that have 7 villages. It's like, build your own village, you know, let's get some wood out and build a village, and build a rail system and import your villagers. Even better, just when you're exploring, find a zombie spawner. I'll do a video on that. I found a nice zombie spawner, and I just made like my own little underground zombie apocalypse bunker with a bunch of imprisoned villagers that I use for trading. I don't even need a village, you know, so that's a cool thing too. Or even you could make a village in a cavern with a underground zombie spawner, and, you know, just cure your villagers. So don't forget, you know, don't forget things like that. I think that's very important. Okay, here we go. Does that look good? You know what? I'm gonna go in. I don't want to be right against here. I actually want to go here. Sorry, horsey. Or wait a minute. You know what? Why am I even bringing this? Do I want to bring this in at all? Actually, let's sleep again. So I'm going to stop this at 30 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and do our circle. I'll start a new stream with the circle tutorial, because I think you kind of have the hang of this now, and I'm kind of like, I think I'm kind of stuck with what I want to do right here. Yeah, maybe I don't want to make that so high. Okay, this is definitely a fermentation area. So we're just going to kind of leave that. Let's go back over to this area real quick. So this one's pretty simple. This is like how I start the base. So again, you go along these walls, and wherever the branches, sorry, the leaves are even, you're going to just kind of go around and start building this height layer. So see right here. And all this is just going to depend on how your leaves and your trees, you know, generate it. It's going to be random and unique every time, which is why this is so cool, because you could terraform this kind of area in multiple parts of your super flat world. Here we go. And what might be cool is I want to do a tutorial on how I make fast mountains in Superflat, and I think maybe having some really cool mountains right here would be really cool too, kind of poking out over the trees. That would be really interesting. Let's go down here. And I want to leave I want to start building this part down. I want to leave that really open in this area. So we're going to just do a couple more of these. You know, over on the other side we have like a kind of more of a step effect right here, so that's why I kind of want to not do that over in this section. I want it to be, see how it's kind of stepped? I want it to be more like kind of a flat plateau and then come down. So we just have a little variety. We don't want the sanctuary area to look too mirrored on both sides. I mean, the mirroring comes with having the river in the middle, which I think's nice. That gives it a little symmetry, but then I want a little more variety from one end to the other. So, and also so that when you're there, you know what end you're at, actually. So you can just build that there for now. Okay. And then we're going to bring this down. You know what? I want to cover that up. Yeah, I want to cover that up. Okay, here we go. 3 more minutes. Start bringing that down. And again, you can cut it and shape it. Just getting kind of these large mass areas done quickly just by going all the way across it first is actually the best approach, I think, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. And yes, that can go down on this layer now. And let's fill in this area. Right here, let's get that. That looks nice. Okay, and fill that in too. So you get the hint. So we're just going to bring this down in our 30 seconds. Let's just do one more quick layer. Here we go. Actually, you know what? We'll go another 5 minutes. Because I do want to bring this down and kind of trick it out for you guys. I don't want to leave you guys in the lurch with this. So we'll go 5 more minutes. You know what? I'm going to start bringing this layer down. Okay, perfect. Okay, it's the fastest way. Get it right at that angle right there. Ah, actually, we can leave that block there. Layer over. And let's fill that in. And let's go down here and actually I'm going to leave that little secret pocket area. Okay, and let's go down here. And I think we're going to make one more layer right here. And now we're just going to fill in the bottom. Okay. Take out that flower. That looks good. See, that's nice. So now what we can do is, again, we don't want it to look so even. We want it to look more natural, like it wasn't man-made. I know what's interesting about nature is it does have like some really interesting patterns, and then it also has kind of this randomness thrown in. And I don't know if you guys ever get to go out and hike. You should definitely go outside, not just always play video games. I've been hiking the Pacific Crest Trail this year and last year, and I've been having like a really great time with that. And it's just, it was beautiful. Just, it's funny because when we're home, we always want to play these video games and, you know, be entertained, have the TV, see what's on our happening on our phone, on social media, talking, you know, talking on the phone, just, you know, always being entertained. It's amazing when you're just out in nature, how you can just like chill with simple things. Like I was watching just a bee pollinate a flower, or, you know, watching a rattlesnake just like kind of sitting there chilling on the trail flicking his tongue, though that wasn't like that was kind of a scary thing because he wouldn't move, and we were almost at our campsite. I have that video coming up pretty soon. I'm still putting up my trip from a couple weeks ago, and I should have all those up before I go on my next trip. But it's just, you know, fun to go outside and just stare at nature. When we were kids, we just used to go out and just like lay around, and my friend Brenda Brown and I just stare at the clouds and, you know, try to make up different shapes. And I don't know if you guys do that as kids anymore, but, you know, sometimes just get out of the house and, you know, kind of just clear your mind. That's the important thing. And nature also draws great inspiration in life. So I definitely got inspired. Minecraft really inspired me to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. You know, just from going out and exploring these different biomes, and you're like, oh, what's around the corner? I want to see what's in my world. And then, you know, I'm like, wow, you know, the whole earth is my world. Why am I not out exploring that and seeing what's around the corner with that? So that really, you know, I went and got my permit, and, you know, I just started hiking. And what was really cool too, because you know, having a service dog who's only a small puppy, he was less than 8 months old when we were hiking, and also my older dog Ray, you know, he has arthritis. I wasn't, you know, I didn't feel committed to having this purist hike where I had to hike every section of the Pacific Crest Trail. I could kind of skip around, or I'd meet interesting people, and they're like, let's go chill at my house, and I'm like, you know, just fascinating people. It was fun to meet new people and just kind of chill out and get out there. And, you know, you can have friends online, but it's really cool to meet like people in real life, you know. Like the really cool guy Michelle that you know, hiked with my dog, my husky Jake, for a while. He's from Switzerland, and he came back and chilled at our house with my boyfriend Steve and I, and he was just really fun, you know. And you know, I don't speak a lick of Swedish, and his English, you know, he needs improvement, though he was better than he thought he was. But anyway, we had a fun time. We could still communicate. We were laughing, and we had a lot of shared memories. And he was supposed to come back. He injured his foot. I hope he did make it back. Michelle, we miss you. Let me know how you're doing. if you're going to continue hiking, or I know his daughter was going to come out and they were going to just like see America, which is really cool. So, you know, again, I hope Minecraft inspires you to go out and see beautiful things in the real world. You know, life's short and you just got to get out there. Okay, let's see, that came out nice. While I'm in my little Zen talking mode, I just kind of chilling, building this stuff up. No, I don't like that. Put that there, maybe. And build this area out right here. Okay, and we're going to extend this out here. Yeah, this, you know, I'm glad I continued on. I'm really getting on a roll right now. Sometimes in Minecraft it takes you a while to warm up to crafting, like you just woke up in the morning, or it's, you know, you kind of just, you came home from being out and you're just kind of tired. So again, doing things like this, little maintenance things in your world, you know, planting crops, planting trees, you know, maybe you know, building, you know, extending your rail system or your horse trails. And you know, I actually think I'm going to build a Pacific Crest Trail in this world, or one of, you know, actually I might do it my other world, I don't know. But I've been thinking about having a trail system, especially now that we can have llamas. I think that's cool because you do use llamas and horses on the Pacific Crest Trail, and kind of to recreate some of that in Minecraft and actually you know, be able to ride it and explain what parts I did and experiences I had on the trail. I'm definitely going to hike again next year. Yeah, let me know if you're going to hike the Pacific Crest Trail next year. Hopefully I'll inspire you. If you've never heard about it, you can check out my videos, and there's tons of other videos too. I also go ultra light because I was run over by a car in 2011, so I don't like to carry a lot of stuff on my back. It hurts my back. That's why I use my service dogs for mobility and hearing impairment. That's why I talk funny, so sorry about that. But so I definitely, you know, urge, if you are going to hike lightweight, but also make sure you have everything you need to survive, just like you do. And I think Minecraft too can, in a way, help you to prepare to hike like something like the Pacific Crest Trail, because it teaches you, you know, when you go out in survival, you have to bring certain things you need, and it's the same way when you're going out in nature. It's sad because a lot of kids aren't in Boy Scouts anymore and Girl Scouts, and you know, they don't learn a lot of those basic survival skills, and you know, I think that's kind of sad too. I unfortunately wasn't either one of those. I was in 4-H, which was kind of cool. Hey, you know, growing up agricultural, it's all about the animals. We love the animals, see? Okay. All right. And let's fill in here. Oops. I remember, oh god, it was so funny. I'm thinking back to like when I first started playing Minecraft and I didn't know anything. And I was in this one world, and I had generated in, of course, one of the worst places to generate, in this tangled jungle where it was hard to run away from mobs. And I ended up, there was this natural cave, and I didn't even know how to craft to make a door. So basically I would take a dirt block and like block myself in at night. I had no torches, and I would just sit there for 10 minutes until it was daylight again. And oh my god, it's just so funny, like, to think back, like, you know, everybody's first experience when you know nothing about Minecraft and you're just trying to survive and everything's killing you and you're terrified. And oh, that's so funny. Feels like a lifetime ago. Ooh, that looks, I think, pretty good. Maybe we'll go down here. This is too like steps. I don't like that. Fill it out more so. Yeah, that works. Maybe right here, fill that in. There we go. Ooh, that looks pretty good. This is still the tricky part, so I'm gonna save that for, and all this area too. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do over there, but we could finish this area. So that way we kind of have like a little kind of coliseum in a way, a natural amphitheater. So yeah, that's, I guess, the look I'm going for. Natural amphitheater. I like that. All right, here we go. Bring this out. Yes. So going back to talk about the Pacific Crest Trail, you know, another reason this wasn't a good year, people do two things on the Pacific Crest Trail. They do what are called section hikes, where they do, it's the trails divided by sections. So for example, section A starts at the Mexican border, and I think I started in B was somewhere around Warner Springs, Agua Caliente, which was mile, I think, was it like, maybe it's divided, each section's like about 100 miles. I know I finished up at Idlewild on my last section, and that definitely was still section B. And or what people do is they do a through hike, so they go all the way from Mexico to Canada. Oops. Or they go from Canada to Mexico. If you go, the traditional through hike starts in April and ends in October or late September, before the snows come in, before the desert heats up. And that, when you go from Mexico to Canada, that's called a northbound through hike, or a NOBO for short. And if you're going from Canada to Mexico, that is a southbound through hike known as a SOBO. And that usually you do that around sometime about mid-July, and you're gonna finish that up, you know, before like the beginning of November, late October. You have a less window period to hike, so you have to be in kind of better shape. There was one really cool guy, I think he was from Korea. Oh my god, I loved his videos. He actually hiked the Appalachian Trail, I always call it Appalachian, trail, and he hiked all the way from Georgia to Maine, flew out to the Canadian border, and then like you know, in Washington, and then hiked southbound, and he did it all in like one shot. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, 2,000 miles in one, over 2,000 and over 2,600. So he did like well, with you know, resupplying in towns and stuff, he probably did like probably close to 5,000 miles in what, let's see, 3, 5, like 8 months. I mean, just amazing. I mean, he had killer legs too. Plus, you know, if you have like some baby fat you want to burn off, the Pacific Crest Trail hiking that length, believe me, you can eat like whatever you want. I mean, especially if you're a young guy. Women tend not to lose that much weight if they eat all kinds of crap, but oh, men, young guys, you know, you can burn like 10,000 calories a day and still like lose weight. It's amazing. Just eat whatever you want. I tend not to eat a lot when I'm hiking, and I try to eat really good nutrition, or I just feel like, you know, awful. I just cannot eat things like Pop-Tarts and Cliff Bars, and I did a really nice video on kind of the things that I eat on the trail. I'm probably, if I do I'm thinking of doing getting a permit and doing the southbound now, because again, the problem this year, let's go back to, so why I stopped hiking was I was eaten alive by a bunch of demonic horseflies on the trail. And also, you know, my puppy, I don't want to do any overuse and injuries because he's still growing, and, you know, it was his first hike, so he's just kind of learning the ropes on how to, you know, hike with me, and, you know, also, you know, being a service dog on the trail is a lot more stress than being a service dog at home, because he's not in his element. You know, he doesn't know his areas, he doesn't know the people, and you know, there was a lot of new things and you know, experiences, and, you know, the being safe, learning about the rattlesnakes, that was a big concern, and he did spectacular with the rattlesnake. Oh my god. But anyway, we've been in this historic drought in California, and what happened was with the snowpack we had this year. All of a sudden it started raining, and we have like basically the entire 300 miles of the Sierra Nevada. We're up where, Yosemite, if you don't know what this area is a giant glacier. And even though I'm sitting right now in my house in Glendale sweating because the fan's off while I'm streaming, we are still having, rain and snow in the Sierra. And now as the temperature heats up, that glacier starts melting, so you have what's called slushy sun-cup snow, which is horrific to hike in. You need ice axe and crampons. I have micro spikes, which are kind of like, something between, it's like having, I guess micro spikes would be like having snow tires, and crampons would be like having chains on your snow tires. So I don't have crampons. Not that I don't know how to use them. I did do beginning and advanced rock climbing. I was the president of my rock climbing club in 2004. So, and I've hiked, and I'm perfectly capable of mountaineering. It just, to me, mountaineering means I have to carry more heavy stuff, and I'm also cold, and it's not as much fun, and it's also harder to through hike because you don't go as far per day, and those big mountain passes at altitude, when you're struggling with a bigger pack, it's a lot more danger. And you've got avalanches, and then we have what's called the Great Melt. So when the Sierra starts melting, oh my God, all that, you have the avalanches, you have crevasses you might slip in that start melting. If you sleep in your sleeping bag, what happens, people don't realize they're sleeping on a frozen lake, and they're in a mummy sleeping bag, which I never use. I like to have my bag open as a quilt so I could escape if I needed to with a bear, anything that comes out, things that go bump in the night. But what'll happen is people will sleep in their sleeping bag, and the snow will start, the ice will start melting from their body heat, and they will fall through the ice, and they're in a mummy bag and in a tent, and they just drown. So that's another concern, which is always good why I have a husky as my service dog, because they really are supposedly supposed to detect the ice when you're sledding and keep you away from the ice, and they're willfully disobedient, which means they don't always listen to you, but that's good, because if you want to do something stupid like, plummet to your death, they won't let you. By the way, talk about willful disobedience, something that bad that happened the other day, and again, it's all a learning curve because Jake is new and he's learning. Service dogs don't come like with a manual that you can program like you can a computer game. So what happened was, I was walking in the Vons parking lot, and Ray is my older service dog. He's going kind of blind, and he didn't see, and he ended up tripping me, and I fell. And of course, when I fell, it's one of those moments where you're falling, you're like, oh my God, I know I'm gonna land hard. And I never fall when I'm like hiking in the mountains, like when people do, a lot of people do fall and get injured. I'm so careful, but walking in the parking lot, isn't that what people like? They break their leg, like, in their sidewalk, or they get in a car accident, like, right in front of their house, yet they go on a road trip across the United States and nothing happens. It's just that kind of Murphy's Law. But anyway, I fell, and Jake's like, oh, cool. Ray's sitting there like, duh, I screwed up, and feeling bad. And meanwhile, I'm right where the cars are coming in. Jake's like, oh, fun. She let go of the leash. I'm just going to take the leash, and I'm going to, like, go take off now. And I was like, great. Now my husky ran off, but he actually knew that he'd be in trouble, so he just took the leash and ran across the street. Fortunately, no cars were coming, and he was in front of the yard, and then I opened up the gate and told him to go in, and then he just ran around the yard, and I finally got him. But that was kind of funny. But that's another reason I think I might leave Jake home if I go on a major hike, because he still needs a lot more training, and I really need to focus on the hiking. But it is going to be harder because, again, I can't hear the rattlesnakes. I can't hear a lot of things in the wilderness, which I rely on my my dogs to notify me. So that's another problem. Plus, I do hike alone, though I do meet people, and I think a lot of people, that's another thing about the Pacific Crest Trail, you don't have to have a hiking partner, and sometimes it's better not to. Like, people actually have destroyed their their relationships with boyfriends, girlfriends by hiking. Usually the boyfriend will convince the girlfriend to go, and she totally hates him forever because everything happens, and he convinces her to carry way too much stuff, or he ends up carrying her stuff, or you know, she doesn't want to do all those miles and she gets injured. So it's better to kind of go by yourself and just, again, just meet new people, you know. And you know, if you have someone important in your life, they understand, and you should have trust in your relationship. And it kind of makes it stronger when you come back. And it's, I don't know, I've been living with Steve for a long time, since I think 2002. And, you know, it's good to have some time away from each other too. You know, shut the fuck up. Oh yeah, thank you, Juan. That was nice. You have a lot of hostility this morning. That's nice. I'm glad. Why are you upset? Was your mom mean to you? Did you get grounded for not cleaning your room? I don't know. There's so much hostility. I know, it's okay. I don't take it personally. If I don't talk a little bit, people think that I'm not here and the microphone's not working, so that's why I talk. Anyway, we're almost done. But I did want to finish up talking about the Pacific Crest Trail. So what I might do is I might go southbound, and I don't know if I'll... The problem with going southbound, the reason a lot of people go northbound on the Pacific Crest Trail is because you can't enter the United States from Canada. You get a permit. You can go to Canada, the Manning Park, but you can't start from Manning Park. So, hey, Epic Omar. Hey back. And I'm glad you're new here. I'm new here too, streaming. So just doing some terraforming. I figured since I spend so much time building, I might as well like stream it live and show you what I'm doing. So this kind of came out nice. I think we're gonna kind of maybe stop right here for now, and you see what because again, I'm stuck on what I want to do with this section. But going back to the Pacific Crest Trail, I just wanted to wrap up what I was saying about that. So and we'll stop at the 1 hour mark. So what I might do is, you know, if you start from the southern part, you'd have to hike 35 miles, which you have to be in great shape to do that, which I'm not in that great shape to hike. You have to take 35 miles up, and some people can hike 50 miles a day. It's just absolutely amazing. They rock. Hopefully I'll be that way if I keep getting back training again. So what they do, what you can do is you go into Hart's Pass. Now, how do you know when to start your Southern Pacific Crest Trail through hike? Is you I call the ranger station up there, and I just ask them, once the snow melts where the road is open at Hart's, pretty much that's safe that you can start. And they said this year, because they've also in Washington had a snowpack pretty heavy like we have in the Sierra in California, that it may not even be till, they don't think Hart's Pass is going to open till after 4th of July weekend. So probably around July 15th would be a safe time to hike. So I might start at Hart's Pass and just kind of, you know, hike down, or I might, depending on how bad the snowpack is in Washington, I might just start, I might just skip down and just do, you know, Oregon, and then by the time I get through with Oregon, the snow's melted. And the Sierras, and oh, another reason you don't want to be in the Sierras when they have the Great Melt is the Great Melt means lots of dangerous river crossings, and if you look at my video when I did Bear Creek, it was already dangerous without any, you know, major torrential water, but also mosquitoes come out in droves, and I already was eaten alive by those stupid horse flies in my other part earlier last month on my trip. So I definitely don't want to be eaten by hordes of mosquitoes. And yes, I will never ever hike the Pacific Crest Trail without bug repellent. I did not have any bug repellent last year, and I didn't have any this year when I did portions of my hike. And last year, yeah, even in the desert and in the Sierras, I had none. But I am never going to make that mistake again. DEET people, DEET's your friend. You know, maybe it'll give me some kind of cancer, but being eaten alive by horrific swarming evil demonic bugs was like, oh, a lot worse than that. So here we go. And, you know, another thing people wonder, you know, traveling, you know, going out and adventuring and traveling in real life, you know, that a lot of people stay home, play video games because it's cheaper. And people wonder, okay, so I'm going to go outside and I'm going to, you know, travel places. Is it going to be expensive? Well, your three most expensive things when you go out and travel is going to be your, you know, getting your destination from point A to point B. And if you're walking, that isn't, you're not going to spend like bus and train and plane fare. And, you know, in Europe, you could get like some kind of rail pass or something, or a bus pass if you're in like exploring Los Angeles. Another thing is food. Don't eat at five-star restaurants. You know, have food mailed to you in postal drops, or, you know, just buy, you know, go to a grocery store and, you know, don't eat an expensive restaurant. And the other thing is accommodations. So, of course, if you've got a tent, you know, your tent is your home. So you just sleep in your, you know, you sleep in your tent. So, I mean, travel, and, you know, maybe you could pick up a job here and there, you know, stay at a trail angel's house. Maybe they need something done, like, I don't know, vacuum cleaning, or, you know, they need, you have a handy skill or something that you could do, or they just, I don't know, you know, or you just, you know, don't spend a lot of money on things, you know, plan ahead. And, you know, if you need some, you know, a new outfit, just go buy something temporary at a Goodwill in whatever town you're in. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to go travel. You know, what my mom used to do is she used to bring, like, my mom was one of the first women that, you know, went to Russia when Nixon opened it up in the, I think it was, in the 70s, and I was a kid. But what she used to do is she would bring, like, things like Wrigley's chewing gum, and she would bring, like, you know, Levi's, and then she would trade with the locals and get really cool stuff to bring back, and then she'd fill up her suitcase with all kinds of interesting things and just kind of unload the things that she brought. So that's another thing you could do, is, you know, do some trading while you're there. Okay. And we're almost at the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna stop my terraforming. Let's drop that bed down and just take a look. Okay. And that's it. Ooh, that looks really nice, I think. I don't like this little thing sticking out here. Looks like a sore thumb. Build that area up. That looks better. Okay. I just heard a chicken pop out an egg. Alright. Maybe build this up in here. How about we take... No. Alright, let's just take a quick fly around. I think we'll stop right here in the terraforming. So, yeah, there's still a couple areas I might go and fix, like, right here. See how that's kind of sticking out there? That looks stupid. And maybe right in here. But overall, it's looking really nice. We need some bone meal real quick. You know, of course, with water, a lot of things are going to grow. Oh, and again, in the Pacific Crest Trail, never, ever, ever camp near a water source. You want to keep your water sources pure, because water is your most important vital resource on your trail, on your through hike. Okay, so that's it. Let's go over here again. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do in this area. And over here, again, this little area right here, the middle. But I think it's like looking really nice. So that's it for now. And we'll fly back to the mansion. Where is the mansion? Okay, where's my mansion? I lost my big redstone woodland mansion? It's over here. Okay, great. Yes. Everybody should have a giant redstone mansion in real life. There we go. And we'll stop right there. Hello. Hello, little horsies. All my horsies ran away that I had tied up. That's not nice. Okay, hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back in a few minutes to do the circle tutorial. Bye.